Florida Representative Val Demmings, meantime, leading the charge for a law aimed at keeping guns out of the wrong hands. But while the House may pass it, Florida senior senator says he can't support it.
Channel 9's Christopher Heath spoke with Senator Marco Rubio this afternoon. Asked him about the growing international crisis in Venezuela and if U.S. military intervention might be necessary here.
And Martha, Senator Rubio has been leading the charge to bring attention to the growing crisis that is Venezuela, but he's also been pushing for a reform on gun issues, proposing new legislation in the wake of Parkland. Today, we discussed both those issues. As Venezuela deteriorates into a failed state, Florida Senator Marco Rubio says all options are available for the U.S. to address this growing crisis, including force.
If American national security interests are threatened anywhere in the world, the U.S. always retains the option of using military force.
But the senator cautions that's not the focus now, or even a leading consideration.
The interest here is that there be free and fair elections in which multiple parties can run.
That doesn't seem likely anytime soon. Meanwhile, the collapse of Venezuela has created a full-blown humanitarian crisis with more than 3 million people displaced in the region. And Rubio says the world is watching.
For that, the credit goes to the brave people of Venezuela who have taken to the streets to demand that they restore the Constitution and the democratic order.
Closer to home, the senator is offering a compromise to House Democrats, pushing an expansion of background checks for guns, saying he'd like to explore what's called a buyer's permit.
The obligation is on the buyer to go out to a registered firearm dealer, get a background check, they give you a buyer's permit, and you present that buyer permit to the seller. And I'm interested in that primarily because it allows us to target the black market.
And as far as that guns bill in the House, it would require background checks on all purchases of nearly all firearms, including those sold at gun shows and over the internet. The bill may pass the House, but the senator told me he won't support it as written, casting doubt on its passage in the Senate.